real secret to happiness is to return to your source, to your original source, to who you are and who you were from the beginning of time.
Time.
I just want to be happy. Happy. That's all I want, is to be happy.
What do I think it means to be happy? To be happy, you have to be free from suffering, emotional and mental suffering, not so much physical pain. I think happiness is the burden of constantly searching for happiness. Because to tell you the truth, if I had my choice, I wouldn't have named myself happy. I would have named myself sorrow, anger, indifference, frustration, anything but happy.
I find that people are typically unhappy because as a human race, we try to put the word unhappy in a box of limitation, which is making it to be under the category of maybe a lifestyle. Most people believe that happiness is a choice. I don't agree with that personally. I believe that it is somewhat of a lifestyle.
I am happy. Are you happy? We should all be happy.
The thing about life is that we need to question everything about the truth of life, to ask ourselves, what is happiness?
Who are you? What is your name? What is your reality? I just want to know what happiness is.
I want to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others.
Is it possible to have happiness without finding it? Why do we look for happiness as if it's something to search for when it's deep within ourselves, when it lies deep down inside us? Why do we look for it everywhere else except for where it really truly resides, which is inside?
I believe happiness is every good moment in life. Being able to wake up every day and have a fresh start, and just being able to have a roof over your head. I find that people are typically unhappy because they chase after the wrong things in life. Most people chase after things like money, romance, success, or fame, which is great to them, but it really just gives them a temporary fix to an inevitable void in their life. Most people are chasing happiness because they want to feel fulfilled with their lives, and they want to know what they're doing is the right thing for them, even if it's not. Many people find themselves unhappy when they're searching for happiness. But what would make me happy is if people just realize that, while happiness is great, it's terminal. You love it while it's there, but it goes away. Which is why I wish that people would stop chasing after it and just start appreciating every single moment they do get to be truly happy. Is it possible to be happy and know what happiness truly is? I believe so. Even if it is just one glimpse of happiness for one moment of your life, I feel like you can still know what happiness truly is just by having that one moment. But if I was to be truthful about my life and my entire journey, I would say that my name is actually fearful. Because I know that chasing happiness will be endless. And I don't want to be spending my whole entire life chasing for this one thing, when I could just be appreciating every single moment that I do get when I'm striving to reach for this thing.
What do you think happiness is, and how would you share happiness with others?
My name is Happy, and I want to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness to others. I believe that happiness is about enjoying the little things in life that just absolutely make you smile. I think that people are typically unhappy because they don't know that the key to happiness is all about loving yourself. Most people are just chasing happiness because that's what they've been taught to do ever since they were little, and they probably wouldn't know if it just were to hit them right in the face. Many people find themselves unhappy when they're searching for happiness. What would make me happy is just living life to the fullest and having a good laugh and just thinking positive. Because if you didn't know, thinking positive can just lower your risk of heart disease by 40%, so it could possibly save your life. Is it possible to be happy and really know what happiness is? Well, I believe that if you truly love what you're doing in life and you strive to be better every single day, then yes. But if I were to be truthful about my entire life and journey, I would say that my name is confused because I have no clue what I want to do in my life or even how to get it. And I don't know why my parents named me Happy. I truly need to understand happiness and work on the name that I truly adore, which is confused.
What do you think happiness is, and how would you share happiness with others?
Hello, my name is Happy, and I would like to share with you today what I believe happiness is and how to share it to others. I believe happiness is something that is found within you. It's not something that you can go looking for or find on the external, but something that you have to bring up from the internal. Most people believe that happiness is a choice. I don't agree with that personally. I believe that it is somewhat of a lifestyle, something that, it's a way of life. I find that people are typically unhappy because as a human race, we try to put the word unhappy in a box of limitation, which is making it to be under the category of maybe a lifestyle or people or in something, a place, traveling. But honestly, it's something that you cannot find anywhere but within yourself. For you to be strong, to be able to pull it out of you, and to be able to find the goodness out of what life has to give you. And that begs the question, most people don't understand who they really are, so they don't even know where to begin, where to find happiness at, or where to find happiness in. When the answer to that question is to find it within yourself, because you're going to be put through many different things in life, but you have to, and many different trials, but you have to be able to compartmentalize it and be able to say, okay, I know I'm going through this, but me, myself, I'm at peace, I am happy because it is something that's within me, not within the circumstances of my external. Most people are chasing happiness because they think it's a situation or a solution that can be solved. It's something, that can be a solution to their situation, and it's an answer, or it can mold them into whatever image they want to be, whatever person they admire to be. Or it can just help them deal with the harsh, brutal ways of this world, things that this world throws at you, because they can be so hard at times. And sometimes we think if we can just get a break of pure happiness and pure joy, then it will be okay. But that's just a temporary fix. It's not something that we can find on the outside. And if we try to find it on the outside of us, then it's going to just be temporary. If we want to actually live the way of happiness, we have to find it within us. Many people find themselves unhappy when trying to chase happiness, which is pretty ironic. Ask the question, what makes you happy? And to answer that question, you have to be able to know yourself, to know these are the things that make me happy, these are the things that make me unhappy, and to know, be able to compartmentalize and take away what you need to be able to have the raw material of yourself and to pull the happiness from the deep depths, as sometimes it feels like, of the inside you, and be able to have it shine on the outside and the inside. Me personally, mine is God. that's what makes me happy. Which that also begs the question: is it possible to be happy and really know what happiness is? And I believe that that is true. I believe that is a true statement. I believe that yes, it is very, very possible, because it's not something that is an idea. It's something for you as a person, as an individual, something that you have to come to terms with. You can know what happiness is while being happy, because it's something that's within you, not something that you've placed on the outside, not something that you've had the expectation to for something or someone to live up to that expectation. No, it is something that you find within yourself. I hope you are able to find happiness within yourself sooner than later.
My name is Happy, and I'm going to share with you what happiness really is. I believe happiness is something that you share with others, where I want to share what happy really means and how to share it with others. I believe that happiness is really emptying your mind. It's truly just letting go of all your thoughts and not holding on to anything. That's what true happiness really is. We tend to think that happiness lives outside of ourselves. Truly, it's not so. Unfortunately, we tend to think that material things actually help us feel happy. That's not so. We also tend to think that money, people, relationships will make us feel happier. But the truth is that we're never really happy with anything or anyone else. The fact that we're even searching for happiness is really the real big question. And if we stop to think about our thoughts, then we recognize that happiness is something that we obtain inside of ourselves when we simply just quiet our mind. If we can just stop to think for a moment and say, well, I'm not going to attach myself to these thoughts. If we could simply empty our minds of everything that we've ever been taught in our entire lives, because it's exactly what we need not to do. Everything that we've learned from when we were born till now. When you were 3 years old, someone taught you certain things, and someone told you what happiness is. Someone showed you and paved the way to what happiness is for them. Unfortunately, it's not happiness. It's typically related to work, family, things that we try to obtain to feel better about ourselves, but it doesn't really ever fulfill us. The reality is that the only person that can truly, truly love you is ultimately you. The only person that can really make you happy is actually just acceptance. Acceptance to everything. The good, the bad, the poor, the ugly, the beautiful, the hardships, the fun times, and the list goes on. However, when we stop to analyze that our thoughts are actually controlling us, that's when we really begin to live life, because we start to empty our minds. And when we empty our minds, something happens that's miraculous. Something so miraculous happens that suddenly you begin to connect with the universe, the whole world. It's as if you just know that you suddenly belong when you felt that you never belonged ever. And it was a constant battle to fit in, to make yourself feel better about anything in life. Well, I'm here to tell you that people are typically unhappy because of these things. we have a tendency of chasing happiness. Chasing happiness is basically like chasing after a bus. You try to run after the bus, but you can't catch it. You can't catch it, you'll never catch it, because it's really difficult to catch up to a moving bus. I mean, for God's sake, you'll probably die by the time you catch it. Therefore, in learning how to find happiness in your true self is truly just clearing your mind of everything and accepting the what is. As we all know, or most of us know, the what is to live here and now in a conscious state of living. A level of awareness that is ultimately your route to futuristic success, which will provide the true love and meaning in your life that you so desire and need. What do you think happiness is? And how would you share happiness with others?
What I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others. My view of true happiness is just self-love. Having done the inner work and healed all of your traumas, being able to extend grace the way that you know God has extended grace to you, to me is the most humblest just joy ever. And happiness is happiness. I don't want to give the secret away, but I feel like if you do the inner work and you heal from your traumas, when your happiness is revealed to you, it's nothing like you've ever imagined. I find that people are typically unhappy because they're not living their life's purpose. They are probably spinning their wheels, pleasing everyone else, and not showing that same love that they're giving inwardly to themselves. Most people are chasing happiness because they're afraid to face, in my opinion, they're afraid to face their fears and afraid of the opinions of others. Sometimes that will keep you in bondage just by itself. Many people find themselves unhappy when they are searching for happiness. But what would make you happy? I think deep level of unhappiness to truly find your happiness. What would make me happy is just exactly what I have right now. The amount of peace that I know that I have, the love that I know that I have, the grace that I know that I have, just knowing that I am truly the daughter of the Most High King. Nothing compares to that. It's beautiful just to wake up in the morning. Things I've never imagined I'd find beauty in, like sunrises and sunsets and, the colors of the rainbow. It took me to go through a long, deep journey of some self-healing, and I would say 3 years. And this year, or last year, October was my awakening, and it was the most confusing time of my life. I had a brain injury early 2020. I literally felt like my brain was an assault shaker. It was so confusing. Just confusing. Is it possible to be happy? Absolutely. I think, again, if you do the inner work, what's revealed to you is so picturesque. It's so calming. It's not the waterfall picture and where everything's perfect. That's not true happiness. I had to lose everything to gain what I have now. My happiness used to be attached to people, to places, to things, to objects, to everything except for God Himself, I should say. And it's now, you would think that I would have lost my mind, no job. My long-term disability has been pending for months at a time now. I had to appeal it. It's me like $8,000 to do it. Barely got approved for food stamps. Everything that you would think could go wrong has gone wrong, but in my eyes, it's gone so right. It took me to go through that spiritual awakening and to truly relation with God, to know the power that I hold as His daughter.
What do you think happiness is? And how would you share happiness with others?
Hello, my name is Sad, and I want to share with you what I believe sad is and how to share sad with others. I believe sad is the day you choose to be alone by yourself in the world that you live in. I find that people are typically unhappy because they have not found a purpose in life. Other times, people are typically unhappy because they put others first before them. Many people find themselves unhappy when they're searching for happiness. But what would make you happy? I am sad because I have no one to talk to. I am alone in the world, figuring out my life right now. Is it possible to be happy and know what happiness is? I believe happiness begins the day you choose to love yourself each and every single day.
What do you think happiness is? And how would you share happiness with others?
My name is Happy. I want to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others. I believe happiness is finding peace within yourself and others. I find that people are typically unhappy because they just struggle to find love within themselves and they let the negative feeling take over. Most people are chasing happiness because they think it's a sanctuary, a safe heaven, bliss, joy, freedom from negative thoughts. Many people find themselves unhappy when they are searching for happiness. What would make you happy? Believe in yourself. You are not alone. Is it possible to be happy and really know what happiness is? I believe yes. It is possible to be happy and know what it feels like. We are all capable. Just our time to feel that may vary. But if I was to be truthful about my entire life and journey, I would not say my name is really happy. I would say my name is anguish. For finding my happiness was not an easy path. And it was a struggle with self-harm and eating disorder.
What do you think happiness is? And how would you share happiness with others?
My name's Happy, and I want to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others. I believe that happiness is finding the best you and being comfortable with who that is. I find that people are typically unhappy because they don't know who they are or what they're passionate about. Many people find themselves unhappy while searching for happiness, but what makes me happy while searching for happiness is finding someone who I can relate to and that can help me with my problems. Most people are chasing happiness because they're not sure what their self-worth is yet. Is it really possible to be happy and know what it really is? I believe that it is possible, because while searching for it, you need to know what it truly is to achieve it. But if I was to be truthful about my entire life and journey, I would say that my real name is Astonished. I believe that my real name is Astonished because when I learn stuff about myself and others, it tends to surprise me. I'm thankful for my family and friends, and life goes by so quickly, and when it comes to a halt, it tends to astonish me.
We find ourselves trying to fulfill ourselves with other things, trying to find happiness. Your true happiness will only come when you let go of all your thoughts. Now, I know that sounds very difficult to do. I am pretty sure it is. When you find yourself in a blank state, when you learn to meditate, you will suddenly learn how to just be in the moment, be still, just embrace everything that's happening in life. You'll have good times, bad times. You'll be angry, you'll laugh, you'll be bitter, you'll be happy. And the true meaning of happiness is just accepting every single feeling, everything you feel in life, and that will make you so much happier. I would say that for the majority of my childhood or even adulthood, my name should have been Sad. I don't really know why my parents named me Happy, because I was not that. I was not happy. Now I find that yes, happiness lives inside me. It's something that I can share and contribute to the world by just being myself, wholeheartedly, just trying to develop a sense of well-being in a place that is very difficult to live at times for all of us. We're full of chaos, hate, disappointment, bitterness. The list goes on. But here's what happens when you accept all these things. You start to recognize that that is the life cycle and that we're all here on the same journey. The only thing is that you learn to adapt to everything that's really truly happening. You endure the good and the bad. And when that starts to happen, your thoughts start to relax. And you'll have thoughts here and there. You're always going to have thoughts. But learning to let them go and relating to the two sides of your brain will help you understand the better you, the better version of yourself, let's say. Because you will no longer feel a split. You will feel fulfilled and whole. You will start to feel a sense of well-being even in the hard times. So when you're angry, and that's what you feel, and that's what you accept. That is your feeling, and you understand that it's a part of life, and then you move on from it as quickly as possible when it's over. You don't stagnate, you don't drag it out, you don't hold on to it, you just simply move on very fast. And you know that that is exactly what that episode in your life is at that time, or that chapter, or that movement, or that mood, or that symbol. You let go and you realize that you're actually happy because you start to understand that life is simply that journey, the journey of what is going on right here, right now, that it should not be changed. It doesn't need to be changed. That nothing needs to be different. That your happiness is fulfilled no matter what, and no matter what's going on in the world. What do you think happiness is, and how would you share happiness with others?
Being happy does not mean you are not allowed to be sad. It means that you have grown strong enough to understand that you can be sad too. I've realized that true happiness is not the absence of negativity, but the acceptance of it and the growth you get from it. I thought I was happy many times, but then there were times I felt horrible about myself. I found out that I actually lived in an emotionally abusive household recently. I thought it was normal for parents to treat you that way, being controlling, obsessive, and narcissistic. I struggled to understand that and accept that I have gone through it. It was very hard for me, but I did, with the help of my boyfriend and close friends. That acceptance gave me strength. It made me feel happy to accept the truth now that I know what created my scars, and I have learned to live with it. It is painful and very, very difficult, but it makes me feel empowered to spread my kindness and share my strength to others. I am truly happy now.
What do you think happiness is, and how would you share happiness with others?
I believe happiness is every good moment in life. Being able to have a fresh start every day, or just being able to have a roof over your head. I find that people are typically unhappy because they chase after the wrong things in life. Many people chase after things like romance, money, fame, or success that gives them a temporary fix to an inevitable void in their life. Most people change happiness because they want to feel fulfilled with their lives and they want to know what they're doing is the right thing, even if it's not. Many people find themselves unhappy when searching for happiness. But what would make me happy is if people realize that while being happy is great, it's also terminal. You love it while it's there, but then it goes away, which is why people need to appreciate it when they do get it.
I am happy. I am happy, and I want to share what I think happiness is with you so that we can share it with everyone. I think happiness is knowing who you are and appreciating where you are and knowing why you are and being surrounded by a loving and supporting community and family. I think people think they're unhappy because they focus on the negative. And there's always negative. The negative is never completely gone. But you have to switch that focus. You have to change the mindset and focus on the good. And how can you use the good to overcome the bad? I think people are chasing happiness because they think happiness will happen when I lose the weight, when I find love, when I get that job. And if you're always chasing, you're never going to be at peace. You're never going to find that happiness within yourself because you're always going to assume it's somewhere else. It's not. It's within you.
Do you believe it's possible to be happy and not know what happiness is?
Is it possible to be happy and not know what happiness is? I think so. Because I think happiness is a mindset, and you can have everything going for you. You can be really good at what you do, and you can really be a light to others, and you can love people and support people and not realize that that's what happiness comes from. I think people chase happiness, and I think they think that's a lot of things. I think they imagine that happiness will be when I lose the weight, or when I find love, or when I get the dream job. But there's happiness to be found along the journey. Maybe you will be happier if those things happen to you, but maybe you can stop and appreciate the happiness where you are now. Don't forget to appreciate those people who are around you right now. And don't forget to appreciate the good that you can do in the world right now. Maybe happiness isn't the right way to describe me. Maybe it's walking feet. Now, I know that sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I say walking feet because it's not about a destination. It's about the journey, and it's about looking around and acknowledging the good things in your life right now. And it's about allowing the light of the moment to be with you and in you now, and to share that along your way. It's not about getting there. It's about the journey. I hope you find some happiness.
What do you think happiness is? And how would you share happiness with others?
I want to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others. I believe happiness is, well, long-term happiness, I believe, is sustained from having a purpose in your life and finding fulfillment through the journey that brings that purpose into reality. I believe if you know what your purpose is and everything on every level of your being is in sync with that purpose, it will manifest itself while you're on that journey. But the big moments that we aspire to are so fleeting, and the journey that led you to those big moments makes up so much of your life that the journey has to be where the happiness is found. Otherwise, waiting for happiness to come during only those big moments, it'll leave you miserable the remaining majority of your life. I find that people are typically unhappy because they haven't found their purpose and are chasing the wrong life. Their life might be something they saw someone else wanting, and instead of finding their own purpose, just adopted someone else's. We are each individuals with our own aspirations and dreams. To not put time and effort into finding your own dream will inevitably lead to an unhappy life. Most people are chasing happiness because, well, I think most people are chasing a different kind of happiness. Short-term happiness, instant gratification happiness, can't wait till Friday happiness. But taking the time we have and shelving the work week off as can't wait till Friday will not ever bring long-term sustainable happiness. We are not created to only enjoy 2/7 of our life. However, I believe there are more and more people realizing that life's happiness is sustained from doing something you are passionate about and have found purpose in. Many people find themselves unhappy when they are searching for happiness. I spent my college studies and professional career predominantly focused on areas of business that don't bring me happiness. However, that's okay. I accept that. Finding my true passion while doing something entirely different that didn't bring me happiness, I can accept. I can accept this because it made me discover and appreciate what truly has brought me happiness. The juxtaposition between my life going in a direction that didn't fulfill me and finding my purpose makes my sustained happiness that much sweeter. I believe it is possible to be happy and really know what happiness is. Finding your happiness coming from places that didn't make you happy will make you realize how much better everything is when you're in that good space. But it takes time and real effort to try until you have found that good space. Then you will know you have found happiness. But if I was to be truthful about my entire life and journey, I would say my name is grateful. My name is grateful because I know the path I'm on makes me happy. So it makes sense why my parents named me Happy. My name is a reminder that happiness is found through the journey, and I am so grateful for that.
What do you think happiness is, and how would you share happiness with others?
I'm Happy, and I wanted to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others. I think happiness is having a good energy about everything you do and trying to get others to feel the same way that you do. I think that people are typically unhappy because they could be going through something hard in their life, whether it's a parent's divorce, a loss of a family member, or really anything. It's kind of hard to know what's going on in somebody else's personal life if you're not a part of it. People chase happiness for a variety of reasons, but I think the biggest reason is because they see someone who looks like they have their whole life together, most likely on social media, when in reality, behind the screen, they really don't have a perfect life. People get jealous and try to change themselves to reach unattainable goals. You know what makes me happy? Life. I'm just happy to be alive. I naturally am a happy person. The people who surround me make me feel good, and I'm constantly surrounded by love, and many times I can feel God shining down on me. I also love that my friends can come to me with their problems no matter how big or small. They trust me with their secrets, so I believe that I live a really good life. I believe that it's definitely possible to really truly be happy and know what it means. I believe that it's a feeling inside of you, and to a point you can control your own happiness. Almost as if you've been searching for your whole life for that feeling and you finally find it. As if everything's right and natural and you want to spend the rest of your life in that place. I also believe that some people may search their whole life searching for that feeling and may never find it, even though it could be right in front of their face the whole time. If I were to take a look at my whole life and journey, I would say that my real name is Hugs, or someone with open arms for everyone and everything. I think I'm this because I love to be the person that people can go to no matter what. I want to be there with the rough times and to help them through them, and also in the good times to celebrate with them. So that's why I truly think I'm the hugging or open arms emoji.
I believe we all struggle. We all go through hardships. We tend to want to find that happiness and chase the happiness. Happiness is simply a state of mind, a way to deter yourself from reality. Your happiness lies in your thoughts. Unite your thoughts. Let them be what they are. Don't hold on to them. Don't try to grab each thought and dissect it and analyze it, because it does make it difficult. Do yourself a favor. Do realize and recognize that we have the mind chatter. We have the thoughts. These thoughts help us to better understand ourselves, because we have a positive self-talk and a negative self-talk. And it will make you feel much better when you recognize that both sides of you, who you are, need to unite and need to become whole. So you learn to accept the bad and the good, the positive, the negative, and both sides of your brain, which create the happiness that you so desire inside. That, to me, is what is happiness. What do you think happiness is, and how would you share happiness with others?
Hi, my name is Happy. I believe that happiness is the freedom from that mental and emotional pain that most people carry along with themselves. And some people carry that with them their whole entire life. Most people are struggling with happiness because I believe that they're focused too much on the negative things in their lives. Like my mother once said, I have all these daggers in my back, and if I took them out, then where would I be? Where's my identity? Most people identify more with their pain, with their suffering, with their sorrow. It's very important to look within yourself and work on those things that have been weighing you down and recognize them for what they are. Past events, just memories stored in your head that you're holding on to, trying to find some resolution, and maybe believing that you can never find it, but it is there and it is within you. You can learn to release those negative things by practicing gratitude, finding the smallest things that make you happy, even watching a movie, a comedy, something that makes you laugh, brings you joy. Laughter is great, and laughter costs nothing. We can think about our past struggles and pain, and sometimes we could laugh at those things because they're gone, they're in the past, and they did not take us down. They were obstacles that we did overcome, no matter how painful it may still feel. We overcame them because we're still here, and that's something to be joyful about and happy about. But if I was being honest, my name wouldn't be happy. My name would be pain. My name would be anguish, indifference, anger. So if I'm being honest, I would name myself anything other than happy.
Happy.
The purpose of this film is to create awareness, a positive awareness movement.
Do you believe it's possible to be happy and not know what happiness is?
Happiness is feeling strong, like you've got so much power and just loving life. You love everything around you. You just love it and you don't want it to end.
Hello, my name is Happiness, and I want to share with you what I believe happiness is and how to share happiness with others. I believe happiness is feeling complete and feeling like everything in your life is going well, that everything is going great and you're just loving life, you're loving everything you do and you don't want to ever leave. I find people are typically unhappy because there's something in their life that is just wrong, like it's just not there, and there's some empty space in their heart, or maybe they're angry, they're confused, they're traumatized, they just don't know what's happening, and they don't feel what society wants them to. People are typically unhappy because there's something that they can't control, or there's something that just wasn't meant to happen, like you failed a test even though you practiced, you read your books even though you failed, you don't remember something even though you're meant to. Most people choose happiness because it is the normal in society, and that everyone in society is meant to be happy. But no one really knows what happiness is. They're just told that they should, and that happiness is normal, and that everyone should be happy because that's how society wants them to be. I believe my family makes me happy because without them, I would not be alive. I would have just given up, I would have gone crazy, and I would have just left the earth. So my family is the only one who keeps me alive, who loves me,
and is the reason why I'm happy. If I was truthful though, I would say that my name is actually confused because I'm confused about life, I'm confused about people. I don't know what's going to happen next year or the year after that. You don't know if you're going to be here next year or what's going to happen. Are you going to pass? Are you going to do something extraordinary in like the next minute, or are you going to mess everything up totally? And everything is just not put to plan. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who you're going to meet the next day, and you just don't know how to feel about anything. But maybe I will be happy, but happiness isn't always what you think it's going to be.
Are you happy? We should all be happy.